Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Uh, Series RLC circuit. In previous lecture, we have finished with RC. Hmm? Today, we are going to start with RLC. Resistance, inductor, and capacitor are connected in series across single phase AC voltage V of t, Vm sin of omega t. Okay. So, as current flow through resistance, inductor, and capacitor, voltage drop will be there across resistance VR, which is equals to I into R. Okay. Voltage drop will be there across inductor, which is capital V suffix L, which is equals to I into XL, and across capacitor VC, which is equals to I into XC. Okay, so these are the voltage drop across R, L, and C. As the same current is flowing, so we'll take current as a reference. Now, how you will draw the circuit diagram for the phasor diagram for this? See, these are the voltage drops formula and it is in volt. Okay. Now, suppose I take current as a reference, isn't it? As same current is flowing, then VR is in phase, right? VL will come along this. VL will come along this. VC will come along negative imaginary axis, isn't it? VC will come along negative imaginary axis. Now, here, um, three possibilities are there. Whenever you draw VL and VC, three possibilities are there. VL can be greater than VC, you can draw, or VL can be less than VC, like this also you can draw the phasor diagram, or both are equal, isn't it? So three possibilities are there for the phasor diagram. So for in all the three cases, phasor diagram will be different. So we'll see all the three cases. So whenever VL is greater than VC, when you draw the phasor diagram and you find VL is greater than VC, means what you can say, XL is greater than XC, because see, these are the formula for VL and VC, means XL is greater than XC. Circuit is said to be more inductive than in that case. And for series RL or purely inductive circuit, we have seen current always lags voltage. Okay, so here also current will lag voltage by an angle phi. And that phi you will find from phasor diagram, it will be between 0 and 90 degree. Same. Few characteristics are same as that of series RL, except the formula for Z. Formula for Z is different here, that we'll see from phasor diagram when we draw the impedance triangle. Okay. Phi is also positive. Z, its imaginary part is positive, but formula of Z is different compared with series RL. Now it's a series RLC with more inductive we have seen. Now there is the possibility that VC is greater, then XC will be greater, then circuit is said to be more capacitive. More capacitive means what? Current leads voltage. So cos phi also you will get between 0 and 1, phi will be between 0 and 90 degree. Again, formula of impedance is different, but here also for impedance same as that of series RC. Imaginary part is negative, phi will be negative. And the third one possibility is when both are equal, then the phasor diagram will be different. When both are equal means XL is equals to XC, and all of you know XL is equals to XC means what? Circuit is said to be at resonance. Then its characteristics will be same as that of purely resistive circuit. Okay. So we'll see all the three cases. So it's a series RLC circuit. Okay, with more inductive. First one case, when VL is greater than VC. Okay, VL is greater than VC, then XL will be greater than XC. Circuit is said to be more inductive. Then in this case, how will be the phasor diagram? See, I and VR will be in phase. VL leads I by 90 degree. VC lags I by 90 degree. Okay. Now here if you observe, consider VL is 5 centimeter and VC is 2 centimeter. Okay. VL is 5 centimeter and VC is 2 centimeter. Both are in opposite direction with each other. If you observe, VL and VC are in opposite direction with each other. Okay, VL upwards, VC downwards. So from VL 5 centimeter, if I subtract this 2 centimeter, this one is 2 centimeter, this one is also 2 centimeter. So of equal magnitude, opposite in direction. So whatever the rest 3 centimeter will be what? What will be the rest 3 centimeter?
VL.
Yes, we see.
VL minus VC. Okay. So VL minus VC, this one 3 centimeter. So VL minus VC and VR, its resultant you can draw using law of parallelogram. So draw parallel phasor and of equal length to VR. This one, draw parallel phasor and of equal length to VL minus VC. So intersection of these two and this origin, if you join, what you will get? A resultant voltage V. Okay, so if you see the phasor diagram, you can find there is a phase difference between voltage and current phi. And if you see the phasor diagram, current lags because lagging parameter in phasor diagram we measure in clockwise direction. So current with reference to voltage is in clockwise direction, means what I can say here, current lags V by an angle phi. And it's obvious because see here it's a more inductive circuit. More inductive circuit, although it is a series RLC, capacitor is there, capacitor effect will be there, but what's about inductor effect is more compared to capacitor, more inductive. That's why whatever is the current, it will lag voltage by an angle phi, which is between 0 and 90 degree. Okay, so current is lagging, that's why minus sign and by an angle phi. That's why instantaneous current equation I of t, Im sine of omega t minus phi. In ampere it will be. Okay, unit is ampere. Now from this you can draw the voltage triangle. See this one. Along this V, along this VR, and whatever this positive imaginary axis, it will be VL minus VC, this component, isn't it? VL minus VC. So we know how we get impedance triangle. If you divide every side of voltage triangle by current, you will get impedance triangle. Okay, so along this Z will be there, along this R, and along this XL minus XC. Then you can consider its mirror image also. Okay, you can consider its mirror image also of impedance triangle, voltage triangle, and power triangle. Both of it are correct. Now compare this one with S plane. If you compare this with S plane, this impedance triangle, you will find that resistance always comes along positive imaginary axis. That's why here see formula of Z, I have written R. And if you compare this XL minus XC, you will find it comes along positive imaginary axis. That's why plus J XL minus XC it will be. Okay, got it? As it is more inductive, then obviously Z, its imaginary part, you will find always positive. So phi tan inverse of imaginary part upon real part, that also will be positive. Okay, and here cos phi, that is power factor, its nature is lagging. Okay, and then formula you can write for R is Z cos phi, XL minus XC is Z sin phi. And if we multiply every side of voltage triangle by current, we get power triangle. So power triangle also PQS, all of you know the formula, same it will remain. P is equals to VI cos phi, unit is watt. Q reactive power, VI sin phi, unit is VAR. S apparent power, formula is VI, unit is volt amperes. Okay, so this is about voltage triangle, impedance triangle, and power triangle. Any difficulty with first case? You got it?
Yes.
Okay, if you have any difficulty, ask me. I'll go on explaining. If you have any difficulty, please ask me. Then second case, when VC is greater than VL, means obviously XC is greater than XL. If XC is greater than XL, then we can say the circuit is more capacitive. More capacitive means definitely same as that of series RC. Current leads, total current will lead total voltage here, and Z, its imaginary part, you will find negative. So phi will be negative, isn't it? So that voltage triangle, power triangle, impedance triangle, that y-axis, that is imaginary axis, will be along negative imaginary axis. Okay, so see here, I and V are in phase. VL leads I by 90 degree, VC lags I by 90 degree. Again, the same thing you consider, VL is 2 centimeter, VC is 5 centimeter. So both are in opposite direction with each other, VL and VC. So from this 5 centimeter, if this one 2 centimeter, if you subtract, then whatever the rest 3 centimeter in downward direction, it will be, that will be VC minus VL, because VC is greater. Okay, so it is VC minus VL. This one is VR. Apply law of parallelogram to it and you will get the resultant voltage V. So if you observe this phasor diagram, you can find there is a phase difference between current and voltage phi. This phi is always greater than 0 degree and less than 90 degree. In between it will be 0 and 90 degree. Okay, so if you see here, you can find leading parameter in phasor diagram we measure in anti-clockwise direction. So you can find current is in anti-clockwise direction with voltage and phase difference is phi. That's why current leads voltage. So current leads, that's why plus sign here, and by an angle phi, that's why plus phi. Okay. So if instantaneous voltage equation is V of t Vm sin of omega t, current equation is, instantaneous current equation is I of t Im sin of omega t plus phi. You can draw now voltage triangle. See this one, like this it will be, isn't it? See here, VR, VC minus VLV. Divide every side of voltage triangle by current, you will get the impedance triangle. So along this you will get resistance, along this you will get XC minus XL, and along this you will get Z. Now compare it with S plane. Okay, compare it with S plane. So if you compare it with this S plane, you will find resistance comes along positive real axis, and this XC minus XL, it's coming along negative imaginary axis. Negative imaginary axis. Okay, so that's why what the formula of Z you will write, R is positive and this is along negative imaginary axis. That's why minus JXC minus XL. Upper one formula is different. This one formula is different. So what you can do, rather than keeping two different formulas in your mind, this one minus sign you take common. Take common minus sign. So here it will become minus minus plus. So it will be in the bracket, it will be XL minus XC. Okay, means if you compare the earlier one formula and this one formula, you will find, see here, Z formula is R plus J XL minus XC, and here also the same formula we got. Z is equals to R plus J XL minus XC. What does it mean? For series RLC, you only keep in your mind one formula, Z is equals to R plus J XL minus XC. Now what will happen for more inductive, as XL is greater than XC, imaginary part you will get here positive, phi will be positive, isn't it? Means it's a more inductive. But whenever you are getting, although using this formula, if you find imaginary part is greater, imaginary part you are getting negative, what does it mean? XC is greater than XL. When XC is greater than XL, then this imaginary part you will get negative. So phi also will be negative, means it's a more capacitive. Okay, and current leads in that case, voltage. Okay, so phi also, if you find tan inverse of imaginary part upon real part, as XC is greater here, so phi you will get negative. Okay, so third one case. Third one means, what is the conclusion? Z, always you keep in your mind only one formula, R plus J XL minus XC. So suppose in the sum it is given, if it is a series RLC circuit and it is given to you, it's a 5 plus 2J. That Z is 5 plus 2J. So can you tell me, consider it is given, it's a series RLC and total impedance is given to you, it's a 5 plus 2J. So can you tell me, you will consider it as a more inductive or more capacitive? Series RLC?
More inductive.
Very good. More inductive.
More inductive.
Why? Because imaginary part is positive. Or they can give you Z in polar form also. Polar form, then all of you know, angle will be what? Positive it will be. Suppose 30 degree, it is given to you. Suppose it is given, it's a series RLC and some magnitude here given to you, consider 5 at an angle of 30 degree. So again, it's a more inductive. Why? XL is greater than XC. Why? Because angle is positive. That's why. Got it? And suppose it is given to you, Z is equals to 3 minus 5J. Means, consider it is a series RLC and it is given to you total impedance of series RLC circuit is 3 minus 5J, means it is more inductive or more capacitive?
More capacitive.
More capacitive, right? Or if Z, it is given to you for this in polar form, for example, another impedance given 6 at an angle of minus 60 degree. In polar form, suppose it is given to you, so angle is negative, means it is a series RLC with more capacitive. Why? Because phi is negative. Okay, so like this you can identify if it is given to you that it is series RLC, so whether it is more inductive, more capacitive, by comparing Z in rectangular or polar form, you can observe it. Okay, you can conclude whether it is more inductive or more capacitive. Now last one case, when VL is equals to VC, when VL is equals to VC, then XL will be equals to XC. Okay. XL will be equal to XC. Then in this case, the circuit is said to be at resonance, and at resonance it works like a resistive circuit. All the things you will get as that of a resistive circuit. Okay. So here, when XL is equals to XC, circuit is said to be at resonance. You can draw then phasor diagram. I and VR are in phase. Okay. Then VL leads I by 90 degree, VC lags I by 90 degree. So VL and VC in opposite direction with each other, but both are of equal magnitude. So as VL and VC of equal magnitude and in opposite direction with each other, where you will represent total voltage. Yes, total voltage you will represent along. Huh?
X-axis.
Right. It will
X-axis.
be correct. It will be same as that of VR. So if in the numerical it is given to you that supply voltage is so and circuit is at resonance, and find out the VR. So VR is equal to what? VR is equals to V, supply voltage. Okay, got it? Again, you can find here total voltage and total current are in phase. Means what is the value of phi? 0 degree. So power factor will be unity. Same case we have seen for resistance also, purely resistive circuit. That's why V of t, as voltage and current are in phase, that's why V of t Vm sin of omega t, then I of t will be Im sin of omega t. And VR is equals to V. If I and R given to you, then you also can find out the total voltage, because VR is equals to IR, which is equals to V. And total impedance, if you get asked, then that will be equal to value of resistance. You don't have to consider then XL or XC. Then power, as cos phi is 1, formula for power, single phase AC power, formula is VI cos phi. Power dissipated, power consumed, total power or active, true and real power is capital P, VI cos phi. Cos phi here is 1, so it will be V into I. And I is what? See this one if you put here, you can put this. That's why what you will get, V square by R or I square by R. Any of it you can use, and it is in watt. Okay. Any difficulty up to this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Can we go for next? Last one topic C, series RLC at resonance. Just now we have seen at resonance XL is equals to XC, that is VL is equals to VC. So consider it's a series RLC circuit and connected across single phase AC voltage source. Now whatever the voltage source you are going to connect over here, it is a variable frequency voltage source. Go on changing frequency from 0 up to infinity and observe its effect on all circuit parameters. Okay, so consider karo ye, whatever the source frequency, initially it is 0, and then from 0 I am changing it up to infinity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to infinity hertz. Okay, so can you tell me, if you go on changing frequency, will it affect the value of resistance? Will it affect the value of resistance?
No.
It don't. Huh? So if I plot a graph frequency, if I plot along resistance, means you are changing here frequency, isn't it? So resistance will come along y-axis and frequency will come along x-axis. So can you tell me how will be its graphical behavior?
Constant.
Straight line parallel to x-axis.
Correct. Like this will be the behavior of resistance, isn't it? Straight line parallel to x-axis of some magnitude resistance, isn't it? Now you consider frequency, you are continuously varying. Will it affect the value of XL, inductive reactance?
Yes.
Yes.
It affects. We have seen the formula of XL, omega L, omega is 2 pi FL, and this one we have seen for purely inductive. When frequency is 0, XL is 0, this inductor acts as a short circuit for DC. Okay, and then as you go on increasing frequency, XL increases linearly. This one we have seen, isn't it? What's about XC? XC in which quadrant we plot? XC we
Negative
plot in
Y.
which quadrant? Fourth quadrant, because XC always comes along negative imaginary axis. And formula of XC, all of you know, 1 divided by omega C, that is 1 divided by 2 pi FC. So we have seen it that for purely capacitive also this one graph hyperbola, isn't it? Hyperbolic nature, that when for DC as frequency is 0, XC is infinity. And as you go on increasing frequency, XC decreases, isn't it? So like this nature we have seen. So whatever is the formula of Z, see, Z is equals to what? What formula it will be for series RLC? R plus J XL minus XC. Just now we have seen the formula of Z. So if this XL minus XC, I can denote it as a X also. I will denote it as a X, XL minus XC. So you know that when XC is greater, this imaginary part is negative. When XL is greater, this imaginary part is positive. That we know. Okay. Now, as you are changing frequency, XL and XC both are changing. So will impedance change with the change in frequency?
Yes.
Impedance will change. And if impedance is changing, total voltage divided by total impedance is what?
Current.
Total current. So if impedance is changing, will current flowing in the circuit change?
Yes.
It will
Yes.
also change, isn't it? And if current is changing, then will the power factor between voltage and current change, or will the angle between voltage and current changes? It changes, because see,
Yes.
because see, if I consider this is the Z, this is X, which is equals to XL minus XC, and this is R, this is phi. So formula of cos phi, all of you know, it's a, what is the cos phi? R by Z. So as XL XC is changing, Z is changing, so cos phi also changes. What the thing means, whenever supply frequency changes, if it is a AC source and its frequency is changing, XL changes, XC changes. As XL and XC is changing, Z also changes. As Z is changing, current also changes. And cos phi, which is equals to R by Z. So cos phi also changes. And phi also will change. And as current is changing, so nature of power factor also changes, lagging, leading. Got the thing? Now, we'll plot it all graphically and no effect on resistance. Okay. Now here, see now the graphical behavior, it will be like this. See, along this you take frequency, resistance, I told you, only told me it is a parallel line to x-axis in first quadrant at some magnitude. XL we have seen starting from origin and then linearly increasing. XL, XC also we have seen hyperbola in fourth quadrant. For DC, XC is infinity. For lower frequency, it is very high, and as frequency go on increasing, XC decreases. For inversely proportional. X is inversely proportional to frequency, isn't it? Now, whenever you represent here XL and XC graph, resonance circuit at resonance, all of you know XL is equals to XC. Then the circuit is said to be at resonance, and that frequency is called as resonant frequency. Okay. So see, suppose I am considering this one is the resonant frequency. So at this frequency, what you have to denote, magnitude of XL and XC are same. Okay, so you can see here at this is the magnitude at resonant frequency of XL, and this is the magnitude of XC at resonant frequency FR. Okay, so both are equal. XL and XC at resonant frequency both are equal. So X also you can plot. Once you get XL and XC, see X is what? XL minus XC. So as here in this region below resonant frequency, if you observe now, we'll derive first one the resonant frequency equation. This one I think you have done in 12th also. Suppose at resonant frequency, all of you know, when the circuit is set to be at resonance, XL is equals to XC. What is the formula for XL? Omega L. What is the formula for XC? 1 divided by omega C. So put here value of omega as 2 pi f and simplify. So what resonant frequency you will get? It is equals to 1 divided by 2 pi square root of LC. Everyone keep this formula in your mind. Maybe numerical on this you will get asked. Okay. Resonant frequency 1 divided by 2 pi square root of LC. Okay. So it is in hertz. Okay. So this is the resonant frequency. Now at resonant frequency, XL and XC are equal. That I have denoted in this graph. So whatever the X, its value will be 0 at resonant frequency. Now if you observe the things below resonant frequency, observe the things below resonant frequency, what you can find here below resonant frequency, XC is more negative and XL is less positive. XL is less positive and XC is more negative. That's why whatever X, which is equal to XL minus XC, that will be negative. Why? Because XC is greater and it is negative. That's why X is negative. And when XL and XC becomes equal, X is 0. After resonant frequency, what you can find? XC is less. See here, XC is less. Below resonant frequency, see below resonant frequency, XC is more negative and XL is less positive. That's why XC is greater than XL here. Circuit is said to be more capacitive, means nature of power factor will be what in this region? Below resonant frequency, nature of power factor, lagging or leading?
Leading.
Leading.
Leading. Very good, because X is greater than XL. So power factor nature is leading. Okay. Now after resonant frequency, you observe XC is less negative and XL is more positive compared to XC. XL is increasing and XC is decreasing. So what will happen? After resonant frequency, X will be positive. Means in this region, XL is greater than XC. So more inductive. So as more inductive means nature of power factor above resonant frequency is what? Lagging.
Lagging.
Got it? Okay. So like this are the things, means below resonant frequency circuit works as more capacity. Above resonant frequency RLC circuit works as more inductive. Now if you see the Z, R is constant, R to constant hai. So what's about Z? X in this region is negative, here it is 0 and here it is positive. So Z, its behavior you will get like this. Initially it decreases, at resonance Z becomes equal to R. So see, at resonant frequency Z curve is intersecting to resistance, and then as you go on increasing frequency, as XL becomes more than XC, Z starts increasing. Means U-shaped graph will be of Z, and at resonant frequency that U-shaped graph should intersect to resistance. Okay, means this is the sometimes in numerical this one logic you have to use. At resonance, impedance is minimum or maximum? Observe the Z curve. At impedance, at resonance, see this is the
Minimum.
impedance is minimum. So all of you know what is the formula of total current. Total current is total voltage divided by total impedance. Z and I are inversely proportional here. So whatever is the nature of Z, that is U, so inverse of it or reverse of it will be the nature of current. Got the thing? So at resonance current is
Maximum.
maximum. Sometimes this one you have to use in numerical, huh? Or in MCQ also they can ask you like this also can be the question. At resonance impedance is minimum, current is maximum, and whatever is the nature of current, same will be the cos phi. Huh? Here I forgot to draw the cos phi. All of you can draw it. Huh? Correct it in this notes or add it, you can say in this notes, represent it as a cos phi. Got the things? So as you go on changing frequency, resistance remains constant, XL increases,
Ma'am.
XC hello. हाँ.
मैम इन दिस कर्व
हाँ.
Z का जो कर्व है मैम
हाँ.
उसमें resonant frequency this graph should be mirror image right क्योंकि XL minus XC Z का फॉर्मूला है तो XL minus XC नेगेटिव होगा रेजोनेंट फ्रीक्वेंसी के
नहीं Z का फॉर्मूला XL minus XC नहीं है, Z का फॉर्मूला है R plus J XL minus XC. अभी वही हम सीखा ना, इसके पहले हमने देखा ना RLC सीरीज सर्किट के लिए Z का क्या फॉर्मूला रहता है?
हाँ
R plus. Got it?
करेक्ट मैम. तो फिर वो नीचे की तरफ नहीं जाएगा क्या ग्राफ
Z का
रेजोनेंट
क्या?
फ्रीक्वेंसी की? हाँ.
नो इट डोंट सी. अभी देखो R का तो फॉर्मूला ध्यान में आ गया. R is equals to what? सॉरी Z is equals to what? R plus J XL minus XC. तो अभी X के हिसाब से जाएगा ना वो. X यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? बढ़ रहा है. Isn't it? This one. And negative.
मैम बढ़ रहा है पर नेगेटिव डायरेक्शन में ना.
हाँ. Okay. So it is minus X. And if I say in terms of magnitude of X, R तो constant है. Isn't it? तो R का तो कुछ ये नहीं है. बट x की वैल्यू क्या हो रही है यहाँ पे? इफ वी टॉक इन टर्म्स ऑफ ओनली मैग्नीट्यूड तो x की वैल्यू डिक्रीज हो रही है. Isn't it? पहले देखो यहाँ पे सपोज -4 है, फिर -3 है, -2 है, -1 है, तो दैट्स व्हाई इंपेडेंस इज डिक्रीजिंग. Isn't it?
यस मैम.
Got it? और फिर इसके बाद क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 पॉजिटिव बढ़ रहा है तो Z भी बढ़ेगा. Got the thing? और रेजोनेंट के वक्त Z is equals to R. ठीक है?
हाँ मैम ठीक है.
हाँ. And at whenever you represent cos phi ना, here nature this one, so this one value is unity. ये यहाँ पे 1 power factor रहता है. ठीक है? So questions you may get asked below resonant frequency. This series RLC circuit works as more capacitive. Nature of current, nature of power factor is leading. Current leads V. Okay. At resonance, its behavior is same as that of purely resistive circuit. So cos phi is 1, phi is 0 degree. Current and voltage are in phase. Impedance is minimum. Current is maximum. And after resonant frequency, it's working as a more inductive. So nature of power factor is lagging. Current lags voltage. Okay. So Z, that phi will be positive. Z, its imaginary part is positive. Any difficulty with this?
ये यहाँ पे x रिप्रेजेंट क्या कर रहा है?
हाँ?
यहाँ पे x क्या रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है हमारा?
X is XL minus XC.
अच्छा.
हाँ, वो just to get more clear about the behavior of Z ना X parameter add किया है, where X is XL minus XC. Total imaginary part of Z because it's a series RLC. Okay, any difficulty? Okay, no difficulty. ठीक है.
No, ma'am.
हाँ, series RLC numerical will see. If this sum is not visible ना, you increase the brightness. It will be visible to all of you. ठीक है? Okay. ये थोड़ा black color में है ना यहाँ पे. मैं read करती हूँ, so you will get the things. a coil of resistance 10 ohm and inductance 0.1 Henry. A coil of resistance 10 ohm and inductance 0.1 Henry. Directly it is given to you that coil, it has some resistance also and inductance also. This coil with resistance 10 ohm and inductance 0.1 Henry is connected in series with 150 microfarad capacitor across 200 volt 50 hertz AC supply. Then you have been asked to calculate the impedance, then current, power factor, total power consumed and voltage across coil and capacitor. Okay, easy sum hai. First one simple I considered numerical. Okay, so for this, if all these values are given to you, inductance is given, XL you can calculate, capacitance C is given, so XC you can calculate, isn't it? So once you get XL and XC, can you calculate Z here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, got it. So see, up to this we'll see XL, omega L 2 pi FL frequency is given. It is 31.42 ohm. XC 1 divided by omega C, that is 1 divided by 2 pi FC, frequency is given 50 hertz, C is given 150 microfarad. So you will get it 21.22 ohm. Circuit is more inductive or more capacitive? See, this is XL and this is XC. So circuit is
More
more inductive.
inductive.
More inductive means Z, its imaginary part will be positive, phi will be
Positive.
positive. Again, current lags here. Total current will lag total voltage. So nature of power factor will be lagging, isn't it? Okay, so formula of Z, I told you only one formula you keep in your mind. Which one? R plus J XL minus XC, where XL minus XC is X. Okay, so XL minus XC, see here, put the values, you will get Z in rectangular form. Using calculator, you can convert it into polar form. Using calculator also you can do, or you can take square root of 10 square plus 10.2 square. So you will get it 14.28. And what's about angle? Phi, tan inverse of imaginary part upon real part. Okay. So here it should not be minus. ये गलती से इन्होंने minus लिया है यहाँ पे. This should be plus, because see 31.42 minus 21.22 plus 10.2 you will get, isn't it? So it's a printing mistake over here. Correct it. So angle you will get positive. Any difficulty with this? Up to this impedance? To calculate impedance, any difficulty?
No.
No.
Okay. Now see, I told you in previous lecture also, whatever the Z in polar form, its angle with sign you got, same you can consider it as a phi, power factor angle. So plus 45.57 will be the power factor angle. Take cosine of that. So what you will get? Power factor. And as here XL is greater than XC, nature of power factor you can specify as lagging. XL is greater than XC here, means circuit is more inductive, so total current will lag total voltage. That's why nature of power factor is lagging. Okay, now total voltage you know, total impedance you know. So total voltage divided by total impedance, total current you can calculate. You can do calculations only in terms of magnitude. But if options given to you are not in terms of magnitude and in terms of polar form, then compulsory calculations you have to do in polar. Got the things? Okay, in exam MCQ type questions, if you find answer given to you only 14, 10, 12 and 13, means only magnitude options, 4 options given to you are only in terms of magnitude, then directly what you can do, 200 is the total voltage and 14.28 is the impedance. 200 divided by 14.28, 14 and 14 is the correct option, you can mark. But if options given to you are in polar form, first one option 14 at an angle of minus 45.57 degrees. Second one option 14 at an angle of plus 45.57 degree. Then compulsory you have to do the calculations in polar form. Okay, so Z you have total voltage divided by total impedance. total impedance you have in polar form. As it is, you write it here. Now, what will be the voltage? If nothing is given, then consider voltage as a reference. Okay. So, voltage is 200 at an angle of 0 degree, isn't it? So, polar form, it's a division you have to do. For division and multiplication terms must be in polar form. So, it's already in polar form. So, magnitude you can divide. Magnitude, if you divide, you will get it 14. And what you have to do with angle? Shift this angle from denominator in numerator. While shifting, you have to change its sign. So 0 minus 45.57 degree, you will get it minus 45.57 degree. Any difficulty with current? Any difficulty?
No.
Okay, okay. Got it? So current we got, power factor we got, Z we got, what else? Total power consumed. Total power consumed means which one? Active, reactive or apparent?
Current.
Huh? Total power consumed. Power consumed means which one power?
Active.
Active
Proactive.
power. Active power you have to calculate. So active power VI cos phi. Total voltage we know, total current we know, cos phi we know. So unit will be watt. Got it? Any difficulty with active power? Okay, no difficulty. Then next is what? Voltage drop across resistance and voltage drop across inductance. So easy. I into R. 1 minute. Coil के across पूछा है. पहले एक can you tell me voltage drop across capacitor is easy. What is the voltage drop across capacitor?
I into XC.
Correct. I into XC. So XC you know, I you know, easily you can calculate it. See here, I into XC. I you know, XC you know here. Huh? Any difficulty with this?
No.
Okay. Then voltage drop across coil. कॉइल के अक्रॉस पूछा है, इंडक्टर या रेजिस्टेंस के अक्रॉस नहीं पूछा है, सिर्फ कॉइल के अक्रॉस पूछा है. तो ये कैसे फाइंड आउट करोगे फिर आप? I into Z of coil, isn't it? I into Z of coil. And what is Z of coil? That you have to calculate. What is Z of coil? Square root of R square plus
XL square.
XL square. Okay, ये फॉर्मूला यूज करके आपको मैग्नीट्यूड मिल जाएगा Z कॉइल का, and that magnitude into current will be the voltage drop across coil. Okay, and that you will get it this one 461.58. ये जो है ना voltage drop across coil and voltage drop across capacitor, only for these two, only for these two I am telling to you, options will only be definitely in terms of magnitude only, not for the previous one. Like for here, for current, options can be in terms of polar, magnitude and angle, but for this don't worry. For these last two, those who can calculate in polar form, well and good, but I'm sure for the last two, options will only be in terms of magnitude. Got it? Okay. Some different type, only one numerical I will take. This one will take. See here, a coil of power factor 0.6. 1 minute. Okay, so next one, some on series RLC, a coil of power factor 0.6. Now see here, a coil of power factor bola hai 0.6. No, coil means inductance is there. isn't it? So whether it is purely inductive you have to consider or some internal resistance of it is you have to consider. How you can find it out? Reading this. Power factor is given. अगर purely inductive है तो phi 90 degree रहेगा. So cos of 90 degree is 0. Means power factor 0 रहेगा. Power factor is not a 0. Means it's not purely inductive. Some resistance you have to consider. Clear? Okay. So a coil of power factor 0.6 is in series with capacitor 100 microfarad. So it's a series RLC you can consider when connected to 50 hertz supply. Potential difference across the coil, this one V coil के across दिया है, is equal to the potential difference across capacitance. Means V coil and VC are equal. Find resistance and inductance of a coil. Means what are the given things to you? C is given, its value. Then power factor of coil is given. And voltage ये एक दिया है कि V coil और VC equal है. Okay. So how to solve? C दिया है तो we can calculate XC, isn't it? C is given, F is given, you can calculate XC. And V coil and VC are equal. So put here value. V coil is what? I into Z coil. VC is what? I into XC. So I will cancel because series circuit है. So same current flow होगा. So whatever is the value of XC, same will be the value of Z coil. Got this one? Up to this? Any difficulty?
Again.
Okay, Z coil is equals to XC. Now here cos phi is 0.6. So using it, you can calculate the angle. 53.13 degree you will get. Now for coil, impedance magnitude you got and angle also you got. So can you write Z in polar form? Any difficulty to write Z in polar form? Z of coil. Hello? Any difficulty? Z of coil you got. Coil power factor is given. So polar Z in polar form, can you write?
ठीक है.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So once and here phi will be positive because ये series RL है. Z coil. So series RL है, coil is series RL. So phi is positive here, plus 53.13 degree. Okay. And you can convert it into rectangular. So for Z coil, R plus J XL. So compare it with R plus J XL. Real part is resistance and imaginary part is XL. And frequency you know 50 hertz. So you can calculate L also. Easy as sum. Any difficulty with this sum?
No, ma'am.
Okay. एक last sum लेते हैं. This one. See, two impedances, one inductive and the other capacitive are connected in series. Okay, this one. ठीक है, ये ले लेते हैं. Are connected in series across voltage of this and frequency of this. Current flowing in the circuit is this. If one of the impedance is this, find the other. Also calculate the values of R and L. Now see what is given. Two impedances are there. One is inductive and the other is capacitive. What does it mean? ये जो inductive है, purely inductive नहीं बोला है और ये भी purely capacitive नहीं बोला है. So the current flowing in the circuit is this, is given to you. Okay, current is lagging. One of the impedance is this. So another one क्या रहेगा? R minus JX.
Minus J.
R minus JXC रहेगा. Second one impedance. So two impedances. Now here see total voltage given to you. See total current also given to you. So take V by I. You will get total impedance. So total impedance is what? Z1 plus Z2. Two impedances are connected in series. Put here values. This one you can convert into a rectangular. See. This one is the rectangular form. Put it over here. Z rectangular. Z1 is given in rectangular. So Z2 in rectangular you can calculate and you can convert it into polar. Isn't it? So we got Z2 also and L and C easily you can calculate. isn't it? How to calculate Z2 clear? Any difficulty for the Z2, whatever the calculations they have done?
वो cos और sin कैसे है एक बार बताना.
नहीं ये जो है ना
हाँ.
नो नीड, हाँ ये मैं बोलती हूँ आपको, बट नो नीड टू यूज दिस स्टेप. Which one step? This one. Directly using calculator you can convert polar to rectangular. Say rectangular of 40, 45. You will get 28.28 x, and in some calculator directly y display 28.28. If you don't, then press recall tab. So you will get it. But if you don't want to use calculator, you know what exactly calculator does when it convert polar to rectangular. Its real part is what? Z cos phi, isn't it? Z cos phi. देखो यहाँ पे Z cos phi. And what is its imaginary part? Z sin phi. So see, 40 into sine of 45 is this imaginary part. In 12th you have learned na? Z cos phi, Z sin phi. Z cos phi is real part, Z sin phi is imaginary part. Got it? ठीक है? Okay.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो Z2 समझ में आ गया? Any difficulty? Up to Z2? फिर ये Z मिल गया आपको. टोटल Z क्या रहेगा सर्किट का? Z1 plus Z2, isn't it? तो ये देखो ये फॉर्मूला लिखा है Z is equals to Z1 plus Z2. तो इधर वैल्यूज पुट अप करो. This one is Z, this one is Z1, and Z2 you have to find out. Any difficulty with Z2?
No, ma'am.
हाँ.
No, ma'am.
Now what? L and C, very easy. Here in this Z1 L is there, and in this Z2 C is there. So compare its imaginary part with XL and compare its imaginary part with XC, isn't it? So ये देखो अभी जो Z1 है, this one Z1. So Z1, so 48.3 is XL. Got the thing?
Yes, ma'am. XC ना मैम, इमेजिनरी पार्ट XC से कंपेयर करना.
नहीं, Z1 का XL से कंपेयर करना पड़ेगा ना.
हाँ, ओके.
हाँ, और XC के लिए Z2 का जो इमेजिनरी पार्ट है C, ये मैंने हाईलाइट किया है. Z1 का इमेजिनरी पार्ट यू कंपेयर विद XL एंड यू विल गेट L. ओके. Z2 जो है, see here Z2, इसका जो इमेजिनरी पार्ट है that you compare with XC, you will get C. देखो.
ओके.
ठीक है. Any difficulty with this sum?
नहीं.
No, ma'am.
और एक है वो आप बाद में सॉल्व करो in the afternoon. This material I already forwarded to all of you. Same kind है Z1 and Z2. हाँ, see this one. Same kind है. ये उससे easy है this one. हाँ, this one also you please look. So no difficulty to understand it. So here we are finished with second unit. Now in the afternoon at